You know, I'm really excited for Avatar, the James Cameron movie that is. This game for the Wii is not an adaptation of the film, instead it's a story within the story from the perspective of one of the alien creatures. So if you're holding off playing the game because you're afraid it'll ruin key plot points, don't be. Hold off on playing the game because Avatar just isn't all that great. Avatar has its moments, and overall it isn't awful. It's actually a fun action game with loads of flaws. When Avatar looks good, it looks very good. The graphics are sharp and detailed with some cool depth of field going on. The animations are also pulled off pretty well, both in cutscenes and during the action. Unfortunately, Avatar only occasionally looks this good, and that's mostly due to an engine that can't hold a steady frame rate. When the screen fills with enemies, it's hard not to be distracted by the choppiness. Mostly, the game just has an unfinished feeling to it. It's disappointing that the storytelling in Avatar is very bad, and it just gets worse as you get deeper into the adventure.
No, not those things. Not those things. Those things are not who we are.
I really think that the development team on the Wii version just ran out of time.
You're trespassing!
The game takes place on Pandora and puts you in control of one of the natives. Your task is to take back artifacts that a human colonist has stolen from his tribe. He doesn't like humans very much at all, and as the Navi, you'll use his weapons and his stealth techniques to take them out in his quest to recover his items. On foot, you'll use the analog stick to maneuver through the lush forests, and swing the Wii remote to attack the enemies. Stealth is key in Avatar, and you have the ability to blend in with the foliage in order to hide from the humans and take them out when they're not looking. If you've got a Wii Motion Plus attachment, you can take control of a wasp at certain points in the level, but if you don't have one, don't worry. These are completely optional and don't really add much to the action. You can also take the disguise on the back of a winged banshee creature. These levels are more like Panzer Dragoon. You move with the nunchuck's tilt control and shoot with the Wii Remote's pointer. You can choose to control the banshee with the Wii Fit balance board instead of tilting the controller, but again, if you don't have one, don't worry, it really doesn't add much. If you have a second set of controls, you can have a friend jump in as a second Navi at any time. But this option feels pretty broken because the camera system has to change to keep track of two independent characters. The constant jumping around to action close-ups gets a little disorienting, especially during the stealth attacks in the God of War-like quick time events. And it's tough to use the pointer-based bow and arrow when your friend is running around in another part of the jungle. There are only about a dozen missions in Avatar on the Wii, so yeah, it's a pretty short game. Once you finish the adventure and experience the bland ending, it's hard to get your motivation up to return and beat the game 100%. Overall, it's not an awful game, but you definitely have to put up with a lot to really like Avatar. The choppy frame rate, the bad dialogue, and the unfinished feeling all bring down the score, but you're still getting a fun action game even with its quirks. Check out my full written review of Avatar on IGN.com.